Hello, everyone. I'm Alice Langholt, and I'm coming to you from Gaithersburg, Maryland, which is about a half an hour's drive without too much traffic from Washington, D.C. I'm very happy to be with you today, and I'd like to talk to you about Reiki, but before I do, I'm going to light a candle for peace, and we'll share a little moment together. Please take a nice deep breath in and release. And please take another deep breath in and hold, and put your hand on your heart and intend that love and peace infuse the breath in your lungs right now. And then very slowly blow it out. And know that now and for the time that we're together, each breath you take, you are infusing with peace and love and sending out into the world. You know, air that we breathe goes out into the world and it's absorbed by plants. It's breathed in by animals. It's shared with many, many other life forms and people, and it's breathed in and it's breathed out. And so all of these molecules of air that you're breathing now as we share these moments together are just becoming infused by your intention with peace and love and prayers for the world, and they go out into the world and bring that energy with them. I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I came to be a Reiki master. How it started for me, because it really was a very interesting, I think, and special journey. And I'm going to keep this short just to give you a chance to get to know me. But I was introduced to Reiki by someone who was just a parent of one of my daughter's friends, who just suggested to me that I learn Reiki, and I didn't know what it was. And she said that she could teach me, and I said okay, and went to her house, and she gave me a book and taught me some structured things with hand positions and symbols and so forth. And well, no symbols yet really, but she gave me an attunement which I did not feel, didn't know how to feel, didn't know what it was, and was pretty much confused. And she told me to do certain things, put my hands on myself, intend Reiki and so forth. But I really, again, didn't really get what I needed to be confident and successful at my practice. So I did it a little bit on myself, but didn't really think I was very good at it, and was pretty confused most of the time. And a year and a half later, I saw her again, and I asked her about it, and I said, I just don't think I'm very good at this. And she said, oh, you should learn level 2. It's much stronger. And I was like, because on the one hand, I wish she'd had told me that sooner. And on the other hand, I was really filled with hope that there could be something more to it for me. So I went back to her house, and she gave me another attunement, which again, I didn't feel and didn't really understand. And then she started teaching me symbols, which were just more confusing actually, but I did what I was supposed to do, and I really wanted it to work, but I really didn't understand what I was supposed to do or feel until another day I was at her house to take the symbol test, and I had to take a test, and she had to grade my symbols and make sure I was drawing them right and I could say them. And I happened to make a comment offhand, and to me it meant nothing, but it ended up being very, very significant. I said, my hands are tingling, which to me was I could have said my nose is itching and it would have the same amount of meaning, which was nothing. And she goes, oh yes, that's the energy. And I did a double take. I was like, what? What do you mean? And she said, your hands are tingling. I said, oh yeah, they're asleep, or, the circulation feels off. She says, no, that tingle, that's the energy. And I said, I don't believe you. And she said, come here. And she went over to her massage table and she laid down. And she said, scan me. And I said, okay. I knew what that meant. I had never done it before. And I started moving my hands over her body very slowly, a few inches above, like this. And I felt nothing, and my inner my inner monologue was going full speed, telling me how dumb I felt and all of that, until all of a sudden my hands tingled, but I didn't say anything. So I just moved them back where they were before, and they stopped. I moved them forward again, and they tingled again. And I moved them past that spot, and they stopped. And I finally had to ask. And I said, "Why are my hands tingling here, but not here or here?" And she said, "Because your hands are over my hip, and my hip is a little sore because I like twisted it or something or slept funny." And I said, "You're telling me that my hands are tingling because you have pain there?" And she said, "Right." And I was like, wow. Because that was the moment that I realized how energy feels to me. That was the moment that changed everything. It showed me that I can feel this, that I can do this, that there is something happening. It was the moment that I needed to realize that I could do this. And so I went on from there, and so much has happened, but I went on from there and explored so much more about energy healing and about intuition and about the ways in which we receive intuitive information and understand the connection to this spiritual energy that is Reiki, and also all of the possibilities of being connected through our intuition and understanding guidance and all kinds of things and healing. And once I embarked on that journey, everything changed. It got stronger and more interesting and more beautiful and more reliable for me, until I learned a new form of Reiki after I finished that training. And that one said there's no need for hand positions, there's no need for symbols. It's really much simpler. It's much more a connection between you and your intuition and this vast energy that is part of everything and part of everyone. And that turned the corner for me again in a new and important way, that I started to understand Reiki in a much more unplugged way. And it became, when I started teaching Reiki, I taught it without symbols. I teach it without symbols. I teach a method now called practical Reiki. And the first part of the course is about teaching everyone how to notice, recognize, and tune into their own intuition, their intuitive channels, what might be a tingle or a color or a sound or a thought, and how that's significant and how you can notice it and observe it. And once you learn that, learning Reiki is so easy, and nobody goes away feeling ambivalent or confused like I did. So that's the beginning of my story. I would love it if you would check out my website, um, ReikiAwakeningAcademy.com, or you can go to practicalreiki.org and learn more about me and what I do. I teach online, and I'm happy to help you with anything. Thanks so much. God bless.